If there are things God delights in doing, blessing His children is certainly one of them. God's blessings come to us in different ways: good health, hope, a content stomach, security and protection, good friends, help out of difficult situations, sufficient finances, happiness, strength, wisdom, peace of mind, justice, provision, and most importantly, victory over sin and salvation through His beloved Son, Jesus Christ. It also includes our talents and all the things we can do with ease. He does this and more for us because He loves us, and it is His earnest desire for us to live a happy, fulfilled life. As Christians, we are members of God's family and hereby deserve to enjoy the endless and all-sufficient supply of the wonderful things He has in store for us. However, there can be some hindrances to our access to these things. Amongst others, one of such obstacles is our own selves, with our mouth. The mouth is one of the gatekeepers of a person's life. It takes in things that can be good or bad for the body. It brings out things that can have desirable or disastrous effects. The mouth can build up, and it can destroy. It can hurt listeners, and it can comfort them. What we say does not only affect other people around us, it can also have huge consequences on the speaker too. Do you know that you can block the blessings of God with your mouth? Throughout the Bible, being careful of what we say and how we say them is a repeated warning. Our words are powerful. That is why in abandoning sin and receiving Jesus Christ as personal Lord and Savior, a verbal confession is necessary. It is also the reason most companies and schools invite applicants for a face-to-face interview. It is not enough to know what you are doing. What are you saying? Do you trust God is able to help you, yet your mouth is saying otherwise? Stop blocking God's blessings with your mouth. For decades, the children of Israel suffered as slaves in Egypt. Their freedom only came after a series of demonstration of God's power to Pharaoh through the 10 plagues. From there, they journeyed through many lands, en route to the promised land that God had prepared for them to dwell in. Men were sent to explore the land of Canaan, and after a while, they came back with disheartening reports in Numbers 14. Based on what they had seen, it seemed almost impossible that they would conquer the present inhabitants of the land and claim it as theirs. Do you find yourself in a similar situation? Has God made some promises to you, yet everything happening right now makes it look not even remotely possible? Do you hear God say you are healed, but you keep needing regular trips to the hospital? Do you claim financial prosperity but see that your business is crumbling? Do you feel you are running out of time? God made time. He separated night from day. To Him, time is not a limitation, but a social construct, our way of regulating things. What is your response to the things you face? What confessions do you make? Your reaction, especially what you say in response to difficulty, is very important. It shows just how much faith you have in God, His love for you, and His power. On hearing the spies' reports, the Israelites began to cry. The whole night, they grumbled and complained and protested and murmured. They concluded their fate. They began to see the horrible ways they were convinced their lives would end. They rebelled against their leaders. They even opted to go back to their former life of bondage and a diet of onions and garlic. What an ungrateful lot! Despite all that God had done so far, Despite the wonders the world had never seen, they chose not to believe that he would help them, but that he had forsaken them. And they said it out loud. God was greatly vexed by the attitude they displayed. He may have taken out his anger harshly on them if Moses did not intervene, begging for pardon. This is the role Jesus plays constantly for us, even today. He remains our advocate and initiator of mercy. In Numbers 14 verse 28, God gave Moses a message to relay to them. Now tell them this, as surely as I live, declares the Lord, I will do to you the very things I heard you say. New Living Translation. If God sends this exact message to you today, would you be in danger? What have you been saying? What are the very things God hears you say? We are talking about the ones you whisper to yourself when you are alone in the comfort of your home, when you think no one hears. We mean the things you say in confidence to a friend, things you say publicly, and even the ones you post on your social media. Someone may be wondering, does it mean I can't state things the way they are? Expressing oneself is not a bad thing. In fact, the Bible is pro-freedom of speech. Regardless, there is a fine line between being realistic and being pessimistic. Do not cross it. These little things may seem unimportant, but actually carry a lot of weight. When overwhelmed by strong emotions like anger, despair, or joy, there are people who have no control over their mouth. They divulge secrets, lash out at anyone in sight, and talk carelessly. God does not want you to be like that. Where there is a casting down, anticipate a lifting up and confess it. Speak all the good things you desire according to God's will into existence. Resist every unholy urge to talk negatively. Refuse to be the channel that causes a blockage to the free flow of blessings. That free flow starts from your prayers, and your faith shows in your level of expectancy. When you expect something, don't say otherwise. Stop blocking God's blessings with your mouth. Matthew 12 verse 37 reiterates the need to watch what we say. The way the Message Bible puts it is in an especially striking manner. Words are powerful, take them seriously. Words can be your salvation. Words can also be your condemnation. The power is in your mouth, use it wisely. Use your words to attract God's blessings. God's promises abound in His Word. Dutifully find them and store them in your heart. Recite them over and over till they come easily to you. In the face of challenges, uphold them as a shield. Choose to never forget how good God has been to you, and believe that He will continue to be so. If you are like the biblical doubting Thomas, ensure that you proclaim more of God's goodness than the uncertainty in your heart. Exalt Him higher than every circumstance. As we become more conscious and intentional about the very things we say, God will help us all to stop blocking His blessings and divine plans for us with our mouths in Jesus' mighty name.